In this lecture, we will cover Conditional Problems Part 2 solutions. For number 1, create the algorithm to obtain a list for the Honor Society. This list needs to be English majors with a GPA of 3.5 or higher. The student record file includes the student's name, major, and GPA. Do not worry about writing the do loop for file processing, just focus on the conditional logic. Let's walk through the logic. Our inputs, name, major, and GPA. Outputs, print on list. High-level task, print English honors list. Our process, get name, major, and GPA. If major equals English, then we want to check if the GPA is greater than or equal to 3.5. If so, print name and GPA on the honors list. End if, end if. Now let's look at some test cases. Remember, you need to execute every line of code. For each if statement, you have 2 conditions to test, true and false. So let's look at the first case. Major, English, GPA 2.0. Will not execute this line of code. Will not print on the list. That's your expected results. Case number 2, major is Spanish. We will skip over this. It will not print on the list. Number 3, major is English. GPA is 4.0. It will print the name and GPA on the list. For number 2, calculate the tuition for the semester. A student can take between 12 and 15 credit hours for a flat rate of $1,920 per semester. If the student takes less than 12 credit hours, the cost is $160 per credit hour. When a student goes over 15 credit hours, any additional credit hour over 15 is half off, or $80 per credit hour. Let's look at the algorithm to solve this problem. Our inputs, credit hours. Output, tuition. High-level task, calculate tuition for semester. Here's our process. Get credit hours. If credit hours less than 12, then tuition equals credit hours times 160. Else, if credit hours less than or equal to 15, tuition 1,920. Else, tuition 1,920 plus credit hours minus 15 times 80. End if, and display tuition. Now remember, you want to test every line of code. Anytime you have an if statement, you have 2 things to test. This if statement has an else, so now we need to test the false condition in this logic, and you have the same thing here as well. So let's go on and look at the test cases. Test case number 1 shows us 11 credit hours. So we will pick up this line. Because credit hours equals 11, you're going to multiply 11 by 160, giving us 1,760. So you will hit this line, this line, this line, this end if, and display tuition. Let's look at the second case. Credit hours 14. We get credit hours. If credit hours less than 12, it is not. So we come down to this else statement and we check if credit hours less than or equal to 15, which it is. So now we are going to say tuition is 1,920. That's our answer. Display tuition. Let's look at test case 3. Credit hours 21. If credit hours less than 12, it is not. Let's hit the else condition. If credit hours less than or equal to 15, it is not. Let's hit the else condition. And now tuition is 1,920 plus credit hours minus 15, which is 6 times 80. And that gives us $2,400. Hit this end if, and now display the tuition. Let's look at number 3. A writing club wants to assign titles of master or novice to each of its members. A member earns the master title by accomplishing 2 or more of the following. Number 1, participating in at least 8 shows. Number 2, being a first or second place winner in at least 2 horse shows, regardless of the number of shows the member has participated in. Number 3, winning first, second, third, or fourth place in at least 4 shows, regardless of the number of shows the member has participated in. Let's go on and look at this logic. Our inputs, name, shows, first place, second place, third place, and fourth place. Outputs, title. High-level task, calculate if rider is a master or novice. We want to get the name, shows, first place, second place, third place, and fourth place. Set the master count to 0. Now let's check if shows greater than 8. If so, we add 1 to the master count. End if. Now let's add up the first place and second place numbers. Let's put that into a first, second count variable. Now do an if statement on that variable. If first, second count greater than or equal to 2, master count equals master count plus 1. So let's go on and add 1 to master count. End if. Now let's create a variable called first, second, third, fourth count. Add first, second count, which is what we added up here. That's first and second place, along with third and fourth place. Let's do another if statement. If first, second, third, fourth count greater than or equal to 2, then add 1 to master count. End if. If master count greater than or equal to 2, then display name and master. Else, display name and novice. End if. You see how simple that was? I'm wondering if you did it this way. This is a very easy way to solve this problem. So let's go on and look at the test cases. To test out all this logic, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 conditions we need to test out. 8 conditions. And to do this, we only need 2 test cases. So the first one, the name is Bob with 9 shows. So let's look at this. We set our master count to 0. If the number of shows is greater than 8, which 9 is, we are going to add 1 to master count. Now, we add up first place and second place. Check if that's greater than or equal to 2. It is not. So now we add third and fourth place to that variable we calculated right here. And we check if this is greater than or equal to 2. If so, we add 1 to master count. It is not, so we will not execute that. If the master count is less than or equal to 2, it is not, so we hit this else statement and we display Bob with novice next to it. End if. So that is test case number 1. Test case number 2. Name Sally, shows 7. So now we will test the opposite of shows greater than 8. Now it is not, so we have to test that with this shows of 7. First 1, second 1, third 1, and fourth 1. So let's take it from the top. Master count equals 0. If shows greater than 8, it is not. We do not execute this line. Now we add up first and second place, which is 2. If this first, second count greater than or equal to 2, which it is, we will add 1 to the master count. So right now, master count equals 1. Now, add up first, second count plus third and fourth to place that in first, second, third, fourth count variable. Check this variable. If it's greater than or equal to 2, add 1 to master count, which it is. So now master count equals 2. If master count greater than or equal to 2, then display Sally master, and we will hit this end if. So to test out all this logic, we only needed 2 test cases. How did you do? Go back, check your answers, and make sure you have the correct logic and make sure you have the correct number of test cases. One other thing that I want to point out, not everything requires a nested if. Remember that. In our case, all we needed to do was use this straight line logic. Just do an if with an end if. Don't worry about nesting the ifs. And we solved this problem efficiently with minimum lines of code. This concludes our lecture. Thanks and see you next time.